Hey everybody, welcome to MCAT Radio. I'm Scott.
And I'm Neil.
Welcome back. It's we just got back from our holiday, Thanksgiving. Did you have a good time, Neil?
Yeah, I had a brisket.
Nice, a brisket, sweet. Turkey?
There was turkey. I was gonna get some, but then I filled up on brisket.
Nice, awesome. Did you? My Thanksgiving overall was pretty low key. Didn't do too much. Less family around for sure for this Thanksgiving, but overall we still managed to get together and gather and just chew the fat and enjoy each other's company as best we could during the season. And it's also the big shopping season too. I don't know how you guys are feeling about Black Friday or Cyber Mondays or any of that kind of stuff.
Deals aren't very good anymore.
Yeah, it really feels like when they put a sticker price, it's like, oh, it's $100 less. It's like, wait,
you raised it $100 last week.
Pretty much. So I don't know. And sometimes it does feel like when you look at products and the pricing, even if they're on sale, like the stickers that pop out that are on sale. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I always like to look behind them and see how much you save. Sometimes it's only like 20 cents.
Yeah.
And it's like a back way of like raising the prices after the sale ends. Mm-hmm. They've done that to a couple of products that I used to get back in the day until I'm like, I can just make this at home. But anyways, MCAT Monday.
That's why I just steal everything I need.
All right.
No, I don't.
But we have some things happening today on our show. We have we're showing a little clip from our 4 history buffs that we do here in conjunction with the library partners. So they do it every last Tuesday of the month at 6 p.m. They just did their one. This one is more or less related to the Forgotten Road Warriors of the Expedition with Bruce Mihelish. So he's going to be presenting. He's going to talk a little bit more about that. But let's talk about some of the things that are happening here at MCAT, some of the workshops and programs that we offer here for folks.
Yes. Tonight, 6 to 8, Blender, 3D modeling and animation here in the Missoula Public Library on the first floor. Come on over to the MCAT studio and I will teach you how to 3D model, animate, and texture your own creations.
Exactly, and it's a great resource too for people to kind of have this workshop they can drop in at any Mondays from 6 to 8. You're going to be doing it pretty much bulk lion's share of December before the holiday really kicks off.
Yes. For
Christmas and of course New Year's week. So the library is going to be closed on, of course, the Wednesday, Thursday that both Christmas and the New Year's celebration happens. And then, of course, on the New Year's Eve from 12 to 4, the library will be open courtesy of Arts Missoula, which will be hosting their Music on Main Street, which is a conjunction and, evolved from First Night.
Yeah.
For folks.
And I'm sure you're looking forward to using that 360 camera this weekend.
Yes, I will plan on bringing over the 360 camera to collect the atmosphere that is created at the Holiday at Higgins. So in case you missed it, I'll try to have it posted on the week after, so you guys get to experience what it's like to kind of show up on location and get a nice 360 view of the lighting of the downtown Christmas tree. So I'm going to look dumb with a 360 camera on top of my head while I just stand there and watch the event unfold.
So does the weather kind of feel like we skipped straight to February? It's not snowing and it's just really cold.
It's really been cold, and my house is just like, for some reason, it just feels like the heater's just not working. And it's like, what's going on? It's like 52 degrees in here. Like, what is like my air conditioning on? That's dumb.
Your boiler broke. You need to spend $10,000.
But the weird thing is like the heater works in the afternoon, and then when I get home, it gets hot. It's like, oh, this is nice. And then overnight, it feels like it's like pumping cool air. And like, what are you doing, house?
It's trying to keep your bill low, Scott.
It's messing with my bill, trying to keep my bill all over the place. So like intense heating and then intense cooling right after. Yeah. I'm just gonna get a space heater too to help combat some of the shortcomings of my house's inability to heat, like especially overnight. It's like,
use that Dyson one you've got. That's good.
Oh yeah, I have been. I just want to get like just a newer space heater. But regardless of that, there's all sorts of programs here in town if you want to take advantage of some of those relief funds, and especially when it comes to electricity and heating in Missoula.
Yes, winter's hard.
Human Resource Council of Missoula offers payment of certain bills over the wintertime. So if you apply, you can qualify for getting your bills taken care of in terms of electricity and energy and heating bills in general. So Human Resource Council is a great resource for folks, not to mention for first-time home buyers who want to get involved with the Home and Human Resource Council that uses federal dollars to help people buy their first homes. So that's another resource besides, of course, Homeward, which is a great one when you're looking into being a first-time home buyer.
Yeah, Homeward has a great first-time home buyers course.
Yeah, and MCAT, we've worked with many different nonprofits in town. If you're a nonprofit that wants to help get the word out, we do an interview show called Your Missoula, which is hosted every so often on our channel, and we've had various different people. We just had the farmers market people who are coincidentally doing the winter's market, which is inside the Missoula Southgate Mall next to Shields.
You can get pictures of your pets with Santa now at the mall.
I would not doubt it. The millennials and the Gen Xers are just not having kids, and they just gotta, have their fur babies.
Yeah, gotta get. Hey, Fido, what do you want from Santa?
I remember when there used to be, I grew up here in Missoula, and so in the 90s, they used to have, one of those, photography places.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my sister would, be like, oh, let's get you some nice pants, even though the pants would not be shown on the picture, but they got me nice pants. We didn't even bother paying for it. We took the pants from Sears. We brought the pants over to take our
and then you brought them back to Sears?
And we brought them back to Sears after we took the photo with them. It's a nice little hack for those of you who are not worried about
that's
the
shoplifting
censors.
still.
No, we brought it back, and it was basically a glorified try-on. And Sears no longer exists because of things like this.
Somebody playing their Nintendo Switch in here?
I have no idea. So we just found a cable, and we're about to go on a major mystery now about finding out exactly where people have left their Nintendo Switch plug-in cable here at KFGM. So if you're a DJ and you have probably a kid that came in here to play some video games and not pay attention.
I'm just doing a Let's Play, but just with audio,
Whoa! Look at that! Look out! Whoa!
Well,
of course, if
we're now.
But on the radio, we probably shouldn't say things like "look out" because people are driving.
Yeah.
I give, even though that's feels like my catchphrase.
I think we should do an audio Let's Play, Scott. Next Monday, let's play Donkey Kong Bonanza on the radio.
And I do have that game. It's such a fun game. I played it. It hits all the right beats of your typical Donkey Kong game.
We can't play Donkey Kong Bonanza on the radio. Nintendo wouldn't like that.
Yeah, that is true because radio is a little bit more of restrictive when it comes to the FCC and how you do it. So speaking of FCC violations, Gary Gillette will be on pretty soon in the show. So he'll be up on the radio talking about many of their Tuba Santa and Tuba Christmas concerts that'll be happening this month here in Missoula, which also brings us back to the Southgate Mall, which will be hosting the Tuba Christmas at some point this year. So we want to look out for that. They usually do it around 7 o'clock in the mall, and they bring all the tubas and euphoniums, and they play a bunch of Christmas melodies with Gary singing a song, Santa Wants a Tuba for Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you ever noticed that, a lot of Christmas songs are really melancholy?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It's a very melancholy kind of time. People are have to be snug indoors. They really can't. It's hard to go outdoors. Mm-hmm. Of course, we live in more of a modern society, so going between indoors is a lot easier than just staying indoors.
It's just like SpongeBob saying once.
What?
I know of a place where you never get harmed. A magical place with magical charms. Indoors, indoors, indoors. Take it away, Penny.
Let's clip it. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to throw it over to the Four History Buffs here at an event that we host here and we film here at the Missoula Public Library. You guys can check it out. They won't be doing one in December. They'll be back in January. So here's this.
The best time to wear a striped sweater is all the time.
And Lewis says, oh, okay. How do we, there's horses out there? Okay. Shoshone? Yeah. You've got some people here that speak Shoshone, right, in camp? Yeah. Well, Sacagawea is one of those people. And Jean-Baptiste, or not John, his father, Toussaint, he's trying to sell himself as an interpreter for Lewis and Clark anyway. So they agree to take Sacagawea, and at the time they agree, she's pregnant. Now, Toussaint Charbonneau's got 2 wives. The other wife is back there with the horse in the corner. Her name was Otter Woman. She spoke Shoshone and was a captive as well. Both these women were captives by the Hidatsa people, and somehow Toussaint Charbonneau made them his wives. But Otter Woman was left behind. Now, why would you take a lady that with a baby on her back? I mean, my goodness. But they went. And thank goodness they did. Toussaint Charbonneau showed his true colors early in the game. You can see him here on the raft. They're up by Fort Peck Reservoir on the Missouri River. The reservoir wasn't there yet.
All right, so there's a little taste of For History Buffs for you guys, and you can watch the whole thing for free on the YouTube right now. Right now.
Yeah.
MCAT also does a lot of programs here on MCAT. We also do the City Club, where we work with many different organizations here in town. If you are interested in having MCAT film and edit your videos, you can find us at MCAT.org. For more information related to KFGM, you can go to 1015KFGM.org to learn more about where you can be a DJ just like us. All right. So let's talk about some things that are happening in the world today.
Yeah.
Big development on the DOJ versus Real Page. I don't know if you know about this, but the Real Page is an AI algorithm that helps property managers raise your rents. And that's exactly what the DOJ was investigating, was this arbitrary attempt for unregulated price rental hikes for this quite some time. So we're looking over to the Tucson Sentinel for this basic story. And the Department of Justice and Texas software maker RealPage announced last Monday that they have reached a settlement in a case involving price-fixing allegations in some of the nation's largest rental markets. Issue algorithm rent setting software the tech company sold that prosecutors said enabled landlords to complete less and boost prices in apartment buildings in ways that could violate antitrust laws. The proposed settlement, which must be approved by a judge, said RealPage will stop offering software that uses non-public, competitively sensitive data shared amongst landlords to recommend how much to charge tenants, officials say. And this also harkens back to the idea that, it's the national narrative. When you have national markets that are so intertwined together, you get communities like Missoula that get hit hard with prices as high as $1,200 to $1,600 per month for rent. And to be perfectly honest, most people who haven't lived in Missoula before 2020, you could find rent for $350, $450 a month. And those, most of the time, would be 2 bedrooms for Missoula.
I had a 2018 apartment for $745, and that was 2 bedroom.
Yep. And, the thing is like, I can't guarantee that just because our taxes went down that the landlords are going to even follow suit and lower their rents and everything revolved around that in the new fiscal year.
Prices always go up.
Yeah.
They always go.
They just keep going up, and it's just a darn shame. But this is definitely a big win for the Department of Justice to go down on the to go against the RealPage folks. So that's a big news happening there as well. But another thing that's happening as well is that Fort Peck, their vision for endless buffalo prairie. So this is a big thing that's happening. They're looking into working with the state and getting a permitting license to help the value of bison and increase the population, biodiversity, all that kind of stuff. And, last week there was like a lawsuit issued to the state of Montana for not allowing for the permitting of this continuation of some of the continuation. But this one is a different story on the Montana Free Press. And so part of this is in the Fort Peck Indian Reservation. They're working with 3,200 square miles of rolling vistas, sagebrush across northeastern Montana. They want to spend, work with more than 800 buffalo on the 33,000 grassland acres at Fort Peck. The resurgence of bisons after nearly total annihilation in the late 1800s is a blessing. So I'm just kind of briefly kind of picking and choosing from this article, but you more than welcome can look this up yourself. But restoring buffalo or bison, if you prefer, or other biodiversity to the landscape doesn't come without a cost. Numerous expenses accompany the venture, including hay for feed during drought years and heavy winters, and habitat improvement projects such as removing internal fencing. The whole point of this is that, they have a quarantine facility where wild bison from Yellowstone National Park stay until they are certified brucellosis free. What is the disease? Sorry, I'm just like, I'm struggling here with this word right here. Sorry.
Well, I know they say a specific disease. I don't know which, though.
Brucellosis?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And, just the whole idea is of course, animals, they share space, healthcare, if they're not cleaned well, if they're not in a clean space, that's how diseases really spread. You got to keep your areas
And that's
clean.
what the wolves are for.
Exactly. But then again, the whole idea is we've kind of, when we tamed the West, so to speak, a lot of wolves die, a lot of bison died, a lot of the natural animals in the area straight up died. Most of the wolves that are reintroduced in the state of Montana are all Canadian imports. Yeah. They're all Canadian imports since the 1980s and have been steadily growing and securing, and of course, butting heads with the local farmers and ranchers in the surrounding areas for sure.
It's gonna happen.
It definitely, you're trying to mix wild animals with domesticated animals. The whole point of manifest destiny in the past was essentially to be like, oh, we want our cows, we don't want your cows, aka the bison. And so that was a very big mindset back in the day, and now it's up to the idea of preserving that, because it's very intertwined with the cultures of the people in the Fort Peck and even people in the prairie, all those folks.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole idea is in a lot of ways, it is humanity's hubris to want to control everything. And that's, it's like...
Do you remember that episode of The Simpsons where Bart lets a invasive lizard species into Springfield?
Yes.
So to fix it, they bring in an invasive snake species, and then they bring in a very specialized invasive gorilla.
Yeah, they're also doing a new, I think it's introducing basically genetic modified mosquitoes in Hawaii.
Yes.
And so part of this is they're essentially
mosquitoes that can't carry disease like malaria.
And so, they're an invasive species in Hawaii currently. And so what they're doing is they're releasing mosquitoes that have a birth defect. So the male produces the next generation that has a birth defect, which basically doesn't allow them to produce.
Yeah.
And that has resulted in many of the local bird species of the area to start dying out. And so, and so that was a big part of it.
Unintended consequences.
Yeah, but the thing about mosquitoes and bugs, rats, all that kind of stuff is there are always unintended consequences because they find a way to get on these ships to continue and breed like crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why we have cats, is because of the rats.
Yes.
Because, you got your grain silo, you need a cat. Dog's not going to catch mice.
That's true.
Not easily.
Yeah, I mean, there was even a trend back in the day before the Black Plague, where everyone was saying that cats are unlucky, and they needed to be exterminated.
Yeah,
and then after that, the plague really just started kicking off because that's where a lot of people got the rats and stuff like that. And then there's a lot of speculation that people were actually eating the rats and stuff like that.
Because
there's famine.
Scarce.
Food is always scarce. There's always the starvation that happens during the wintertime when people run out of food.
Yeah.
And then they come out of it, and then they have to, it's kind of crazy just imagining how to start over in just a basic society and just be like, okay, we got to farm food. We got to plant food. It's like, okay, we can only collect this kind of food at this kind of time of the year. There's spring harvest. Then we got to figure out what we need to harvest in the summer. Then we got to figure out what we harvest in the fall.
Large-scale society also requires specialization. You need somebody who knows how to farm, and you need somebody who knows how to be a doctor.
Exactly. I mean, it's perfectly fine. People do live the nomadic lifestyle, and they still kind of keep up that tradition in places like Mongolia. I always like to think about Mongolia because they still have their old traditions of tribes, nomads, riding horses.
The yurt.
Yep. I mean, there was times where, even under Genghis Khan, a lot of their troops who would basically, most of them die of just starvation most of the time.
They'd have
supply lines. And if they had a horse, they would just drink the blood of the horse, and they would just sustain off of that. It's kind of crazy, some of the histories and tidbits that we go through. And, it is definitely all pretty crazy. But, yeah, let's
That's how you sustain your youth off of our junior counselors, right, Scott?
just like hocus pocusing the kids and be like.
I was just saying, you bleed our junior counselors.
Oh, I also got to give a shout out to the tamale lady who sells tamales here in town.
Subreddit?
I'm going to the subreddit. I'm changing the subject.
I see her outside the library sometimes.
Oh yeah, she likes to put like in her cool little Subaru with the thing up, and then she has a big sign right behind there, and she basically does it. And so this one is currently going on. You know, she did post about 3 hours ago, so. Yeah, just gonna be selling to the tamales. So big shout out to her. She's hustling. She's doing her thing. You know, it's also like a great way to kind of get the word out and just utilize Reddit. And not to mention, like I always like to defer people if they're like they have these dreams of starting a restaurant and like, oh, I make good food. I should try to sell it for profit and all that kind of stuff.
Restaurants are one of the highest failure rates of businesses.
Exactly,
and that's not to say it won't work.
And for me personally, from what I've noticed, and heck, I've even been inspired to start my own restaurant. In some ways or some form. But my starting point would essentially be like a farmer's market or people's market. You know, you have a table, you have a bunch of food.
A lot of people do it. I mean, Icos, they I think opted to stay a food truck, but Icos is delicious.
Yeah, Icos is great. I haven't seen, like, I try to go online to see if Icos are available, but Icos is not currently, they're temporarily closed, probably for the winter. Yeah, and that's
my sister just bought a food truck.
And that's the folly of, you know, having a food truck too, is that you are limited by the area that you're working in and making the people work in the winter time.
Yeah, look, I'm never out on Saturday night, and that's when Noodle Wagon's out.
That's true.
And I wish I was a bigger partier just so I could go get Noodle Wagon.
That's true.
It's so good.
The Noodle Wagons are highly sodium-filled, just trash food.
I love it.
Perfect trash food for a young, up-and-coming buck like yourself.
I should go to the China Buffet.
China Buffet.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I've been hearing
chicken skewers.
I've been hearing some talk about China Buffet. There's definitely, there's definitely a kind of a resurgence going on for folks look interested in getting some of that buffet food because there's not many places that you can actually just eat until you explode.
Yeah, and we don't even have Hoo-Hot anymore. So
I know.
We don't have a ton of buffets anymore. Again, we talked about it last week. Remember the Golden Corral?
I never went there. I've always been a Hoo-Hot guy. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, there's also
you know what Hoo-Hot didn't have? The Golden Corral and China Buffet do have though.
Yeah.
Soft serve machines where the ice cream comes out way too cold.
Well, yeah, I mean they have the typical buffet stuff that you'd see. Like they have a salad bar, they have pudding, they have Jell-O,
they have pizza.
They could have that too. I'm not sure.
They do. I know.
I have not been to China Buffet in probably over a decade.
Yeah. I've like, why would I eat pizza here?
I remember when they used to have Fremo's Pizza, which is now the bicycle shop.
Fremo's Pizza.
And that was like
pizza buffet.
That was a pizza buffet. Wow, it's crazy.
Yeah, and they had a little arcade in the back.
Yeah. Yeah. Good old times.
Their pizza was highly mediocre, but
you get a lot of it.
For a kid, it's the best thing.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, there's kids that still swear by Little Caesars.
Yep.
It's just like perfect, and especially if you're in a high school, you just pop on over, get yourself
from Sentinel,
piece of pie, and kind of go from there.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, like between the Sentinel kids and Hellgate kids, the Hellgate kids eat much better because of the downtown location.
Yeah, they got Bridge.
They got Bridge and
everything.
But hey, Missoula's going through a major Midtown master plan update, so they spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to come up with a concept and plan of how they want Midtown to grow.
Yeah.
Besides, once they close the Johnston Shelter, that's phase 2 of the Montana Rail Link Park area.
Yeah.
And so that's basically going to be the centerpiece of the Midtown master plan.
They've been talking about urban blight in Midtown since I was 11.
Oh, 100%. But it really feels like, I think, from my own personal perspective, is like Mercantile really does feel like that flashpoint of development, progress, just speeding right through, just going crazy, just going all over the place, just happening. And there's a lot of potential for Missoula to grow like crazy. With the tourism here alone, Josh Slotnick, our county commissioner, was decrying a couple of years ago is that, the population boom and with everything that's happening, and not to mention, he was talking about like, the reactions to the major tax increase that saw a lot of people paying 20-40% more in taxes over the last couple of years. He was decrying that, the county really wants to have that 1,000 new dwelling homes units. They call it dwelling units. It doesn't matter if it's like a home in a box or an apartment. Dwelling units kind of encompass that whole thing, but they want 1,000 new dwelling units a year over the next 10, 20 years. just to keep up with the expected growth of Missoula.
Yeah.
But in a lot of ways, the calculation is also based off the fact that there was a huge migration of people during the pandemic, from larger cities to have a little bit more elbow room so they can take off their masks, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that that's going to be that is definitely, I don't know how much it messed up with the growth model, but it definitely had a major impact. And a lot of people, especially within the city, have spoken about this change and whether or not we're going to see it. But at the same time, it's like if you looked at, Zillow did an actual article. Zillow doesn't do articles. They just check out this house, check out this thing. But Zillow wrote an article just recently, I think it was a week or two ago, decrying just the amount of the buying and selling market is completely messed up. It's
they caused it.
Exactly. The market rate itself as a whole is terrible because right now it feels like the stock that's available is not being sold, and yet the prices that keep it going up. And now there's a dividend of 500,000 people less wanting to buy homes than there have been in the last couple of years.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to buy a home a couple years ago, and
now you're kind of stuck.
Yeah, and I'm just
wait until something happens.
Yeah.
Wait and see. That seems to be the ongoing thing. I waited and saw for many years until 2018 when I finally got my place.
Yeah, I even thought about going the route of buying a lot of land and building a yurt.
Yeah, I've heard. You were telling me all about it. And
yeah, I mean,
the
they're
unfortunate
well-insulated.
And the unfortunate nature of yurt is they don't qualify, unfortunately.
Not in Missoula County.
Because you need a main house to be associated with the yurt.
Yeah, not in Missoula County. Ravalli County, they're a little more lax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? That's just... It is kind of weird because there also has been some zoning changes from the state legislature to kind of open the door for more just high density development. Mm-hmm. And that's part of what the city of Missoula has been working on with this Unified Development Code, which will be going onward until the end of this month. It's kind of their big push for it as well. So we're going to talk more about this in a bit, but we're going to throw it over to some music. And when we come back, we're going to have some Gary Gillette on here to talk all about it. So here's some music. Okay. Hey, dude.
Oh, hey.
Welcome in.
Walk it.
Hey, boys. I was just razzing you about your haircut. Asked Joe if maybe you're starting Young Republicans Club down there.
Watch out for the cable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Am I on it?
Yeah. And sit right next to Neil, next to the microphone.
God, I know, but that's kind of tough on you. I see how I turn that around.
I'll just project.
The bus schedule, that's why.
You're on the bus schedule.
Yeah, that's why I'm coming in at the last second. It's not like I was dillying or dallying.
The bus schedule? That's my new band name, actually.
The bus schedule.
Actually, I like that.
Yeah.
We're bus schedule. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, go.
It's my ska band.
and it really does, doesn't dictate, but it helps old people keep on time, or at least, that I know it's daylight besides the sun.
Yeah, there's a bus stop right in front of my house, and there's a guy who just stands there with a speaker blasting whatever music he wants whenever he shows up.
So, people like that, I try so hard not to judge. The first thing I want to do is critique the trash they...
Right. What is he listening to?
And if you like it so much, do you need a pair of headphones?
Right. Well, sometimes he comes by with headphones, and sometimes he comes by blasting it. And
who are you talking about?
Oh, just a guy I've seen around town, but he shows up in front of my apartment because there's a bus stop there.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that Jacoby, the guy with a mushroom mask on the side?
No.
Oh, okay.
Different guy. Actually, the first time I encountered this guy, he was over... I was eating lunch over in the park, and he was blasting his music there.
Dang.
Sorry, you're gonna have a home improvement kind of episode with just me looking over the computer.
Oh. That's okay. Hey, you're more attractive from the.
That's true.
Sorry, I thought.
From the neck up, I'm very attractive.
I was gonna slam Neil. I didn't. I self-deprecated, but then I couldn't do 2 in a row. But that haircut, it was free, wasn't it?
I cut it myself, so yeah.
Okay, there you go. So do I. Dean Peterson sees me about...
I actually got my razors from Costco. They had like a main razor that's like a legit one.
Ooh.
Like it's like you have a side button. It's like it feels like industrial, and then they have the little clipper as thrown in as addition. I use that to clean my nose.
Okay. You're old enough when you have to worry about
I am worried about it. I even have ear hair that goes like this.
And it's just one of those pleasures of getting old that will become more and more of a concern.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about checking out a compass for trim. Just a little trim.
Oh,
split
okay. And I have a real, professional grade clippers that my mother gave me. My mother was a beautician. Before they called them, well, no, she was a hairdresser. I think she tried to call herself a beautician, but there wasn't any proof of that.
We're coming back. Welcome back. We're here in the studio with the Gary Gillette.
Oh, God.
You can't get rid of him. He keeps coming back.
I invited him.
The Ohio State. The game. We lost.
But yeah, we got him on here. He's going to be talking about all the Tuba Santas and Tuba Christmas stuff that's happening in Missoula for your holiday.
Tuba stuff. Yes.
Tuba stuff.
Tell us about that brass.
Yeah, so if you don't know, just so you guys know, Gary Gillette has been basically spearheading a lot of the tuba Christmas, basically bar crawls dressed up as Santa with tubas and euphoniums.
Honestly, that's the best description.
I know. Yeah. That's because I dragged Scott along one time and asked him to film us, and we've never been able to show it to the public.
No, it's something that has to be buried.
Anyway, come check it out.
But I wish I was bright enough to have come up with the idea that, hey, wait, people will pay me to do this. I don't have to go beg like... What inspired me was SantaCon. Have you boys ever been in?
I've heard of it.
I've heard of SantaCon.
I was sitting in the joint that's for sale now next to Alan Vic's, owned by the Hammonds. What's that joint? Don't you guys ever go to the bars? The bar that they share the bathroom.
I'm boring.
Oh, you mean Alan Vic's and James Bar?
James Bar.
Yeah.
I was sitting in the James Bar with a couple of former students after being down to Bitterroot, playing Christmas carols, not just with tubas, but with the Bitterroot Community Band. And we came up and we decided that we should have dinner. And as we were having dinner, the James Bar was slammed with SantaCon. So SantaCon is a undemocratic. It's a moving riot. There's no one in charge, so no one can ever get any legalese. And,
exactly.
And I have a copy of their songbook. And I'm kind of gross.
It's kind of like if you think about it like this, it's like
anti-bureaucracy.
Oh, like it's like imagine if somebody held like a ski mask convention and then just wandered around in rioting because no one will be able to recognize who did the crimes.
Yep. The songs are just the lyrics, are sung to familiar Christmas carols and just filthy as all get out. And they come in riot, and of course there's too many. They just take over the bar, but they won't stop, and they're giving out trinkets, cheap. Well, maybe not anymore since the tariffs. Just cheap junk, Christmas related kinda, including underwear, all kinds of little trinkets, and they won't stop.
Wow.
Until everyone gets a drink. They refuse to stop or leave. And I witnessed this, and I was smiling at the time. I'm thinking, and former students of mine and I kind of looked at each other like, oh, man, this is kind of like the Bitterroot Band Tour, but on crack.
Right.
This is wonderful.
Well, then at the same time, with all those trinkets that people get, it makes you believe that maybe Santa's workshop's not in the North Pole. It might be in China.
Could well be.
It kind of reminds me of how they do Christmas in Wales.
How is that?
So basically, a group of guys get this like giant like horse skeleton costume, and they go door to door and have a rap battle with the people.
Rat battle?
Rap.
Yeah.
Rap!
Yeah, so they just like so they sing in rhyme, right?
Okay.
And so you have to sing back in rhyme. So they're like, "Let me in." Like, let me come hang out, and you have to keep giving them reasons until they give up. If you give up first, they get to come into your house and raid your pantry.
Oh!
Drink all your beer, and they just go door to door doing this.
It sounds like Santa Con is probably a ripoff of that.
My house would be very boring for them.
So I was just inspired, and then because I've been doing a Christmas tour with the Bitterroot Community Band. I started that band, back in I don't know, 70s. And at Christmas time, we would go around establishments, including, we'd always start at the hospital and nursing homes, that we called them then, and then until noon. And then at noon, we'd begin to frequent pub houses and such. Mm-hmm. And we would have a wonderful day. We'd get all the way to Darby and back up to Florence, and we'd get ourselves designated drivers or ex-felons, whatever worked out, and we had a wonderful time. So this was like a step up maybe, but on a smaller scale. So after I started Tuba Christmas here in town, and it was, I hung out a little bit. I moved to Missoula in '87, and Lance Boyd was a low brass teacher at the university. And there was no Tuba Christmas, and I had met the Godfather, the originator, the poobah of all things tuba, Harvey Phillips. He's gone now. A moment of silence, please.
Yep.
Okay. He said, from Missoula, Montana, we don't have a Tuba Christmas there. I said, well, I know it. I live there. He went, well, how about it, kid? How about it? I was in Spokane with him at a regional event that I ended up getting involved with, and he convinced me that that it's my duty now, because he touched me on the shoulder and said, it shall be you. and I contacted Lance Boyd to make sure I didn't step on his toes, and he couldn't pick himself off the floor fast enough to stop laughing, to say, yeah, Gillette, you want to do that stuff, go do that crap. And so I began Tuba Christmas here in, I don't know what it was, late 80s.
Wow.
Something like that. And I've been doing it ever since. Well, then, Tuba Santa, I kept getting requests for Tuba Christmas music.
But Tuba Christmas has, like, vast amounts of people.
Okay, there's, back in the pre-COVID days, I had like 100, more than 100. And we'd spill out everywhere in the mall now that we're down at the Shields Concourse. And it's an international event, but it happens just once a year. It's I believe the jocks call it a one-off.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not quite sure about that.
And Missoula definitely likes their one-offs for sure, because we got the lighting of the tree, we got Santa at various locations throughout most of the month of December.
Yeah.
You might even get a chance to see him on Saturday here at the library.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not a one-off. Well, Tuba Christmas is a one-off. It happens one time a year whenever it works out. I have, for the last 25 years, always done it on the second Friday of December to benefit schools and teachers, so they can plan on it, and they'll bring students up from all over the place, so their tuba players finally have a chance to play a melody.
So you guys will be
a year.
So you guys will be doing it on the Friday, December 12th.
Good going, buddy.
7 p.m. Right? Is it a 7 p.m.?
We pushed it back to 6:30 because the traffic in the mall is picking up, but it's not as busy later on.
That does make a lot of sense, because people get off work at 5. They might get to where they need to be by 5:30.
Yeah.
Then they're probably out shopping, doing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Tim Winger, who's a gentleman, a scholar, is at the mall, and he's been here through the thickness and the thinness of it all, before the previous owner even that came and went.
Yep.
And Tim was here back in the old days when our Greek friends owned it. Come on now, not Matt Vross. That's another one. Anyway.
But anyways, yeah.
The mall has been a home to us since the very beginning.
That's good.
And I keep sucking up to them, and Tim Winger is nice enough to accommodate us. He's out there moving chairs himself. This year I had a little more paperwork to deal with because a different corporation in some distant Far East I don't know. I think this one's in St. Louis or maybe Atlanta even.
Yeah.
The owners of the mall, and now we have this venue in front of Shields.
Yeah.
That's big enough because we used to stop traffic down at the Clock Tower.
Yes.
And that was oftentimes
that was honestly the best area for it too.
Oh, yes, it was because they were trapped. It was wonderful, and people would bring their folding chairs and start setting up early, and it really congested traffic down there. So I think somebody thought, oh, there's a safety issue. No, they just didn't want to mess with traffic and that kind. Anyway, so Shields is further away. They'll hear us. You don't have to be in front of us to hear us.
And you usually play for a good hour or so.
Yeah, so we play, and things have changed a little bit. So I don't take a break anymore. Once I got those suckers in their chairs or standing there, we play from 6:30 to 8.
Cool.
So I play one long set, and if the cats can't make it, well then just drop out or go. Old people, they just get up and go use the restroom. There's a restroom right in the back of the audience area, and then all the players get together, and we used to find an empty. Well, before I retired, I would just rehearse in my band room over at Sentinel or Big Sky, and once I retired, I had to find a place to rehearse. So I would find an empty storefront here, and that worked out. It was always very interesting going in and taking a look at the venue and how we could cram 100 tubas in this little space. Well, it finally became more of a problem, and Tim and I said, well, look at, how about if we just practice while we perform? That'd be the best for the tubas. So they had a chance to hear what it's going to sound like. I mean, that's what we, as performers, if we have that option, we always take a dress rehearsal on site where we're going to perform. Mm-hmm. So you have an idea of what the acoustics are like. So, and it doesn't bother me if folks want to listen to us rehearse. That's fine. So we set up in the concourse and we rehearse from 4 to 5:30, and then we turn and they go get something to eat. So that's a good chum to the mall that I always often say. Hey, all these people and their families will all eat here and shop here, and which I think works. And then we come back at 6:30 and play the gig.
Wow. Yeah. And we're gonna play a little clip from a years past Tuba Christmas, recorded by our very own Ron Scholl, who does a lot of the community events. This is 2015, Gary Gillette singing "Santa Wants a Tuba for Christmas."
Oh my God, 10 years ago, my voice will sound so youthful.
Woo! We all know what it is. If you don't know yet, you're about to find out.
Of course, yeah.
Prep work.
Oh
boy.
You know, Barb, the Santa wants toys for good girls and boys.
I wonder who I was singing to.
He's done it for years and years.
Everyone.
I got a microphone. But who would have thought
Someone's howling.
that Santa has got a special wish of his own?
7th graders searching for a note that might fit.
I was going through high school.
Santa wants a tuba for Christmas. He knows my tuba is fun.
Rabbit fans will come up.
Santa wants a tuba for Christmas.
Well, if you don't play this song, they're gonna riot.
Give him one, be a good boy. Santa wants a tuba for Christmas. A bright, shiny tuba to play. Santa wants a tuba for Christmas.
Of course.
Oh, please won't you send one his way? Because Santa knows the tuba blows. The child is Santa will hear. What he hopes to see waiting under his tree is a tuba to toot when his finish is through. Oh, Santa wants a tuba for Christmas. He never got a present before. Santa wants a tuba for Christmas. It's all that he's ever asked for. It's all that he's ever asked for.
I see it's coming up at the end of it. People would think it was so.
played tuba when I was in marching band. That was fun.
But never.
I did it 1 year.
Playing. I took one.
Oh, Santa wants a tuba for Christmas. He never got a present
You
before.
don't have any euphonium.
Santa wants a tuba for
He did that to me at my last year at Big Sky. I just played for the concert band for them. Like, hey, do you want to play euphonium? Like, sure, why not? So I was in like 3 bands and like 2 choirs my last year of high school.
God bless you.
Oh, will Santa get a tuba in his stocking this year?
All right, there you go. A little
Yeah,
taste of
all
a
right.
tuba Christmas. But
So Gary, what's the worst instrument? Like if you saw somebody playing that instrument, you just like walk up and punch them in the face. Or, like, what instrument is it?
Yeah, most any saxophone.
You heard it here first. If you play saxophone, watch out for Gary Gillette. He's coming for you.
Oh
that's
my
the
gosh.
tale of Gary Gillette, punching saxophones left and
I
right.
can get in trouble, thanks. Bill, for getting me in trouble. We were, I guess,
Don't get him
so,
started on those double reed instruments.
Oh,
Oof.
no. Those folks we sucked up to just to put the horn in the kid's hand.
That's
Kids,
true.
You know, oh please. I know you can't play it. Just hold it. It'll look good for the picture.
My accordion
Look
has
good in
a
the
my,
program.
my accordion has a oboe feature on it.
And the accordion player, but we only have one left in town now, so I
What?
suck up to him.
Yeah,
and
you
he's
got
from
to.
Butte.
Really?
Yeah, Mike Hansen.
Dang.
We continue to
Shout out, Mike.
do stuff at the German Fest together.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
How was this year's October German Fest thing?
It was just fine. It was better weather. It wasn't so damn hot,
That's good.
and they're tweaking things and making things better. We still don't get enough beer coupons, but somehow I look pathetic enough I could get some more.
So you're trading your lederhosen for some Santa gear this year.
That's it. And that tune that you just that just heard was hand. Did he give it to me on purpose? I think Harvey gave it to me. The guy who originated the song and commissioned it gave it to me. I just don't know if he knew that he gave it to me. I can't remember because after one of the tuba gigs, I was a librarian, and I think I did it legit. I think he said, "Hey, why don't you take a copy of that, Gillette? And now you can buy it. It's available commercially for all you fans out there. You can buy that song." But I have a copy from years ago when I did it with Harvey back in Chicago at the Palmer House. Oh my gosh! And I've been doing it ever since.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't hold notes out. I don't sing lyrically on purpose because then you'd hear how poor of a singer I am.
Oh, come on.
That's what it's about. So people want more and more tuba Christmas, so I couldn't give it to them. So I finally have a. I'm sorry. You know what that is? That's somebody calling. It's the only time if I can figure. There we go. It's the only time I get phone calls.
Is when
that
you're
I
busy?
answer is when the run up to tuba Christmas.
Right.
Is that there's some kid in Eureka, Montana that wants to play tuba. Yeah.
That's great.
I've got great stories about those. I got
Getting all sorts of people from all across just being like, I want to play in this thing.
Yes, I had a guy from New York City last year, a good buddy of Dave Horgan, showed up. He had so much fun, and there's just weird stuff that happens.
Yeah.
So it's the only time
You might as well just start calling this the premier Northwestern venue location for Tuba Christmas.
Tuba Christmas.
So I would people wanted to have Tuba Christmas in a bottle. So for the most part, it's 2 kids that were classmates and friends of Kyle, my older son. So I put the pinch on my older son, who's a great tuba player, and then the student taught with me, Brendan McGlynn, who's the principal trumpet in Missoula Symphony, and Jerem Hine, who is a local trumpet player, who was my assistant at Sentinel for a bunch of years. So we're all buddies, and they're all youngsters. So I hire these youngsters to cover me, and I book gigs. So I couldn't have continued to afford to rent Santa outfits from Carlos One Night Stand. I finally talked him out of one, and then since that time I've collected them. So we have enough Santa suits to be able to go around.
Sweet, that's awesome.
I still have so every time I put mine on, my mother made it for me.
Oh, and
when I was a youngster.
Oh.
And so the boys call me Homeless Santa.
Oh.
Because it's like out of terry cloth. And it's
my mama made this for me.
There it is. It's ratty looking. I'll go, my mom made this for me.
She made it till calluses covered her hands. Her hands were dry and bleeding.
Yep. Oh, mother, I love you.
Which explains the red, but that's not the point.
So we have our own stuff. And then I book out. For example, we started our season just Friday down in Hamilton at their, whatever it is, Christmas stroll.
Cool.
Or, yes, Christmas stroll. It's not a pretend parade. This Saturday is...
the lighting of the Christmas tree.
Yeah, which is that pretend Christmas stroll. It's like
Holiday
a
on
stationary
Higgins.
Parade or something
Holiday
like that.
on Higgins.
There we go.
Yep.
So we're doing that on Saturday.
It used to be the Parade of Lights, but then they stopped doing a parade at night, which kind of makes sense when you think about it.
Yeah.
And they did a reverse parade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And then they just we'll just do Holiday Higgins. So it's basically like outdoor bazaar market kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then we dip in and out. I just wish I would have thought that I could take a pub crawl, which I did for 10 years or so, and didn't get any money. And now they come to me and ask, could I bring Tuba Santa? So then I can pay the boys money, and we get beverages if we go inside the
That's how you do it.
stations.
That's how you do it.
Yeah. And and then Friday night, I believe we're playing the pre-show at the Missoula Symphony on the steps of the
old building?
University Theater.
Oh, great.
I go to the Denison Theater and playing a pre-show, which means that some high school choir couldn't do it. Usually they put a high school choir up there.
Right.
And occasionally when they can't make it, I'll get a call because the gal that books is married to one of my tuba players.
Yeah. But, also, because I'm going to try to go to the Holiday on Higgins for sure to check out all this stuff. And we also got, I also mentioned to you in a text a couple weeks ago that we just got a new camera, 360 camera.
Yeah.
So you get a nice lived-in feeling when you actually go out to the event. I did the last 360 video I published here was the lighting of the Bitterroot Trail.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that you tried to chum me to come down here for that fancy camera that
I'm just saying, it's just to put a bug in your ear if you ever want a nice lived-in feel of
See, I have to see it for real. I can't imagine what a 360 camera does because I can't see 360. I saw 80 degrees when Joel walked by, but then so I'd like to see what it's about.
It's pretty great. I really like it.
If you've taken a panoramic photo on your phone.
I haven't.
No, okay. One-eyed over here.
Well, we'll show you all about 360 videos after this. It's going to blow your mind.
So you see that's called a computer.
I have one of them, and I plug it in every morning and read the news and get my emails, and then I'll continue to get gigs during the season. That somebody will see us and I'll go, hey, a company party. Well, heck yeah, we can do. It just gets kind of busy this time.
Oh yeah, of course.
And then all these punks that I hire to do the gigs, they all have children and families and things like that, and that crap gets in the way,
Why can't they have adult children like you now, Gary?
Yes.
What, you're hanging out with your family, loser?
What's wrong with you? Tuba Santa's got a mission.
Yep.
And it's to bring joy and happiness, dang it.
Honestly, at this point, it really feels like it's like you're creating your own Moose Lodge order or Order of the Elks, but with Tuba Santas. The Order of the Tuba.
One of my closets is just costumes. So this is the time of year for for Santa costumes, of which right now I had to take the bus down here 'cause I can barely drive my van because it's just stuffed full of tuba crap, including 4 Santa Claus suits just thrown in the back of my van from Friday night's gig, and I'm just going to leave it like that until this Friday.
Wow!
I'm just going to pull up in front of the University Theater and then try to hold out in that handicap spot there, and then we'll dress in a tuba Santa, and then after you get your costume on, underneath it are the instruments. So I provide the horns to the trumpet players because they don't own their own tenor tubas.
Yeah.
But I can provide them with such.
Man, if there only was a solid place here in Missoula where there can be like a fairly decent lending library of some sorts for music and such.
They have instruments, and people could come in and borrow tenor tubas from the library to be able to come play tuba, because I no longer have the school. I would always have tons of students, either my own or old students or whatever, to put horns out. And that stuff still goes on. I got what's the kid play? I don't know. Some local kid got a hold of me, and he was afraid to tell me. He said, I played the trumpet, but they told me that I could come and be tuba for a night. You're darn right, buddy. You could have done that, Neil.
All right, so we're getting close to the end of the show, but so let's talk about the dates that you guys will be performing for folks that will want to check you guys out between Tuba Santas and, of course, Tuba Christmas.
Yes. Oh, man. Okay, so the headliner event is Tuba Christmas, and that's next Friday, December 12th at 6:30 at the Shields Concourse at the Southgate Mall. We also are playing before the Missoula Symphony Orchestra this Friday, and we're playing the Holiday on Higgins this Saturday from 4 to 7. We'll be wandering around the streets and different open doors. And then we are also, I forgot, at the same time as Tuba Christmas, Tuba Santa, miraculously, will be playing the Draftworks Steamer.
Nice.
And that's always a great gig. With both going on, the responsible person in me demands that someone stand in front of the tuba band and pretend to direct, so I miss it. But Tuba Santas miraculously appear and play that venue, along with a new arrangement we have of the 12 Beers of Christmas.
Oh, really?
Which is their signature tune that they sing songs to around the club.
Yeah, I really miss that. Like
a porter.
Yeah, I really want to honestly, personally, I really want to see more of that kind of like just each kind of like local bar or even tavern come up with their own kind of like song.
Yeah.
Something like a unifying cheer for each venue to kind of be like.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a theme song.
Theme song.
Each place, and then we could amplify that because it took a couple of years because the singing is so god awful.
Oh, yeah.
And the tempos are so horrific.
Yeah.
That when we play with them, we keep them on time. They don't rush ahead, and musicians, and even quasi-musicians, can sing along with the band better than in Acapulco.
Mm. And also having like, Christmas beer songs are such a niche market as its own. So maybe you can hit the ground running on that one.
For Christmas, or Grandma got runned over by. That's one of our.
Yeah.
We do that.
You have
to.
to.
We have a new one this
to.
year with a guest vocalist for Tuba Christmas. Is Last Christmas I gave you my heart. George Michael, is that who did that? Or Wham or Slam?
Oh, I think it was
or
Wham.
Sham or whatever.
Was that one Wham?
I thought it was Wham.
I think it somehow sounds right. Anyway, Scott
Definitely was some
McKenzie,
Mariah
retired
Carey.
band director and trumpet player, who's now singing with the city band. He's singing that next Friday at the mall.
Oh.
A premiere for Tuba Christmas.
Yeah, we'll tune in
Wow.
on the 15th where we play nothing but Grandma got run over by a radio.
Hey, you could peel a recording off of Ron Scholl's video of us because
Yeah, we got plenty of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not to
Same
mention,
one
I got
over and over.
a couple of years ago. I recorded you guys of Draftworks too, and then I segmented each of the song for the 7 days of Christmas leading up to Christmas. So I did a
bless
post
you.
that year because it was a pretty. Honestly, it was COVID kind of years too. It
Yeah.
was kind of. Yeah,
and that was one of the years we played outside in the deck because of the COVID stuff.
Right.
You know that it was interesting. Tuba Christmas for a couple of years during COVID was outside at the band shell with dots and no rehearsal.
Wow.
And that's why I started borrowing the patio heaters from Craftworks.
You gotta
gig there.
You gotta have those heaters outside, yeah. But we're about done. We ran out of time. So another shout out to Tuba Christmas, which is happening next Friday, the December 12th at 6:30 p.m. at the Southgate Mall. We also have Tuba Santas, which will be performing various locations in and around town. But Holiday and Higgins is your safe bet to check them out this Saturday, while all sorts of fun festivities are going on with the lighting of the Christmas tree. And I'll try to post a nice 360 video for you guys of the lighting of the tree, so you can get the experience.
We'll try not to suck.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, buddy.